Hello and welcome to the Cartoonist Studio once again. Glad to have you with me. This week, as I said on last week's video, I'm going to be going through an actual commission. This is off a company which is run by a friend of mine. The company is called Ebuygumm. Darren's the friend of mine. He's a brother of a childhood friend who obviously I grew up knowing as well. He's now a very successful entrepreneur, and one of his companies is an online sales site, a bit like an eBay, only for the UK only. So I'm sorry all those out there who can't use it, because it is a good idea. It is a great company. It's a lot easier to use than eBay. eBay's become a little bit too big and a little bit too difficult or awkward. They're very awkward people to deal with. I don't use them at all anymore. A lot of people don't. And Ebuygumm has come along to fill that gap, shall we say. And he asked me to design a set of characters. Now, if you're from the UK, if you say Ebuygumm, you will know automatically that it's like a northern expression, Northern England, Yorkshire, like Ebuygumm, that sort of stuff. So he wanted northern type characters. So I created a pigeon, because this is all stereotypes. The stereotypical northerner loves his pigeons. There's a ferret, they like their ferrets, and there's a whippet, who they like to sort of like have as running dogs. So those three stereotypes, gave him the flat cap and all that sort of stuff. And for this particular commission, he asked me to draw the characters that I created for him, watering a tree, which has got these stickers coming off it. And the stickers will be an advertisement. Will be stickers with the name Ebuygumm on there, showing that the company is growing. That's the idea of it. It's going to be for their app, a new app. And having drawn it, I already realised that these characters probably need to come over a bit more. So as when they're watering the tree, and not in this case, watering over there somewhere. And that's no good. So without further ado, we'll get rid of the rough. Bring ourselves on my usual sheet of A4. And we'll start drawing the characters. The first one, they did have names. They've all got names. And I can only remember the two, which is quite good, because yesterday I couldn't remember them. It's Ernie and Winnie. Winnie's the pigeon, and Ernie is the ferret, if I remember correctly. And I could have that wrong, so please don't quote me on it. Okay, so we'll start off with this character, whose name I can't remember. I drew them in a kind of a Disney-esque style. I think that's what Darren quite liked. It's that sort of cute, very sort of rounded type character. He's had them made into life-size suits, which actors wear when they go around promoting Ebuygumm as a company. And that's quite strange, seeing characters you created dressed up as humans. I've not actually been out to see any of these shows, because none of them have actually come anywhere near me. There you go, Darren. Bring it into South Wales. People want to sell here as well, you know. So it's weird to see it, because normally you just expect to see that from like a life-size Garfield or a Mickey Mouse or any other iconic character. But to see your own characters dressed up like this, it's quite an honour, I guess. Characters I've designed. Like a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on what it's like. What's talking about now? I revisited an old cartoon that I'd drawn, and it was for Aston Villa Football Club. There'll be a link for the video down below. And when I worked for them, it was for the comic there, I had to draw someone else's characters. They'd had a designer come in and paid a fortune for him. And he drew very Disney-esque style lions. So I had to draw them, but in this case, I actually did the designing myself, which is nice. Right, so that's the rough shape of your man here, the dog. The northern men, these, as I've said before, these are stereotypes. And when you're working off a stereotype, I know that stereotypes are seen by some of the weaker members of our society as offensive, but cartoonists work off stereotypes. If I drew something that you didn't recognize, you think, well, what the hell is that? But if you're from America and I drew someone with a 10-gallon hat, you're going to think, they're from Texas. The same thing here. If I draw someone with a flat cap, you're going to think, they're from the north of England. Or a tartan cap, then it's Scottish. So those are the sort of stereotypes I'm talking about. They're not offensive. It's just so as people recognize them, instantly recognize them. And in this rather worrying society that we live in at times, that's not acceptable to some. But I'm going to carry on doing it because I'm a dinosaur, apparently. But anyway, there we go. So stereotypes, that's what we work in. This area here might be a little bit messed up and confusing to you. All will become apparent when it comes to the inking. But all it is just got a pair of shorts. And he's a cartoon character, so we'll make them quite baggy. Right. That's almost him done. A little bit of grass around here. A few stones, pebbles. And that will be this character almost done. Right, now I've said that it's a commission, but as with all of my cartoons, they can be taken as tutorials as well. Now, if you're taking this part as a tutorial, as opposed to just a little bit of enjoyment, he's going to be reaching out and holding a watering can. Now, you could just do the arm down here or like that and there, but you know what? There's no action in that. He's moving. He's got action. He's confident. So let's make the arm like that. Pushing it out. He's pushing it out there, isn't he? He's not just holding it, he's shoving it out there. So there we go. So put the watering can, the shape of a watering can. You can, if you want to, go and get reference for any of these things. Watering can, they're fairly standard, so you don't really need to worry too much. This is going to be a moulded plastic watering can, sort of one that has the arm inbuilt. So there's the thumb holding that side of it. And this is the reason why I drew the watering can first off. You've got the shape, you know how it's going. Now I can bring, because I've done the mould here, I know where the fingers are going to go. See? There you go. Now he's holding it. If I'd drawn those fingers in first, it might have been the wrong position. It wouldn't be for me because I know what I'm doing because I've been doing it for so long. But like I said, some people are looking at what I do as a tutorial. If that's the case, then I better get it right, I guess. Now here's where I can never remember what these things are called. I think this bit here, this bit I'm drawing now, I think it's called a rose. No, it's not a rosary. I know that's something to do with the Catholic Church. Nothing to do with flowers. Okay, so there's that. And the water comes out like so. Another little thing you can add to make your cartoons or your drawings a little bit more authentic, a little bit more realistic, and these are just little points that maybe your reader doesn't notice or your viewer doesn't notice, but if they weren't there, it wouldn't be quite so realistic. Just do a few drops of water coming out of there, because there's always when you use one of these things, there's always a bit of water leaks out. Just do that. We'll instantly recognize it then as of what it is. Okay, so now let's go up here and we'll grab our... I said I'm going to move them over a bit, didn't I? So we'll start to draw Ernie, because I'm pretty sure Ernie's the ferret. Now, he may not look like a ferret to everyone, but in these instances, I always quote Walt Disney, or I think it was Ward Kimball, one of the main animators of the early Disney cartoons. And when he was asked or tasked with drawing the character, is it Jiminy Cricket or Jimmy Cricket or Jiminy Cricket? You know what I mean, anyway, the conscience guy. He drew all kinds of crickets, all kinds. And they just looked horrible. So then he created this cartoon character. It wasn't a cricket at all. But when Disney looked at it, he said, you know what? It's a cricket because we say it's a cricket. I thought, I like that. That makes a lot of sense. Saves a lot of time. So here we go. Here we go with his body. He's not floating in it on the air. He's going to be on a stool. Because the dog's watering the bottom part. And Ernie and Winnie are going to be watering the top half. I may have to redraw him, actually. I'm not sure. Once again, see the hand where I've dropped it down? Now here I'm going to complete it because they're holding the watering can a different way. I just have to thin him out a little bit, that's all. Maybe that's, yeah, that's probably better. And then there was there, and then there was there. Now he will have a scarf as well, but we'll get to that in a minute. I just put his hand down here, didn't I? Once again, do something with the fingers. Don't just have them dangling. His watering can. He's holding it there. So I'll run it through there. And that's okay. That works out all right. Good. I may still have a bit of a problem with the watering, actually. I'm going to have to draw the tree afterwards. When I first did it, I drew the tree first and then drew the characters around it. Maybe that wasn't the best of ideas. So there's the rose. Rosary, rose, rosary, rosary, rose. I don't know. Water joining in, and as I said before, just that little bit there. And what I'm doing is I've got him on a kind of a stool, a tall, we call them bar stools. Just have to do this pretty much by eye. You gotta realise the line's coming across around about here somewhere. The ground, shall we say, that he's on is around here. So just bring it down to there, so it's roughly right. And yeah, give it a 3 legs. Yeah, 3 legs will be fine. And these will be a little bit higher because that's perspective. Some grass there. Yeah. And this here can then go into a bit more shade. I shall have the light coming over this way, so we'll put the shadow over here. So this will have a bit more shadow than that one because it's more in the shade. Don't worry too much about the legs and everything now, just yet, because all will become a lot more can be done, shall we say, in the inking stage. Right, there we have 2 of the main characters. Now it's just the final one, And I decided, just for composition, oh, I forgot his little ear, composition more than anything, we'll have the bird sitting on his head. Now, once again, you have to realise that, yes, this bird, if it was in real life, it would be oh, I forgot his scarf. It would be absolutely immense, more like a vulture. But in a cartoon, it's a lot easier. See, I forgot to put the scarf in. I haven't drawn these characters for a while, so it's a case of remembering. Like if I'm drawing Adam and Eve, which is my online comic strip, which you can see 3 times weekly on my social media, Faceless Book, Instagram, Twitter, and sometimes on what's it called? Toons, something or other. Webtoons, that's it. Yeah, you can see me all over the place, doing all kinds of things. Anyway, those characters I do on a regular basis, and I can bat them out almost with my eyes closed. Some would say that when having viewed them, it looks very much like I have my eyes closed. So we'll give him his feet. That one is going to be pretty much out of view to the once his wing comes over and grabs his watering can. But if you draw it in there, you draw the arm, then if there's any space, you can. If any of it is poking out, then you'll know. So there goes his wing. Now he's not so much got the same hand as fingers and stuff, so I start the hand off like that, but then just turn it into feathers. And you see, some part of his foot is there. Not very apparent now, but when you colour it, very apparent. And I might give him one more actually. And once again, watering can like that, going through the thumb here, or resting against the thumb. Is his watering can bigger than everyone else's? I think it probably is, isn't it? Got a huge watering can for such a little bird. But the RSPC on me back. You watch. The RSPB, sorry. God. Right. I know it looks almost the same, but it's not. It is a bit thinner, a bit smaller. Already, his life is a lot easier. See? Call off the RSPB. I'm a good person, really. Out it comes. What's it called, everyone together? Rosie, Rosary, Ross, Rose, Rays, Raid, Ra, one of them things. It emits the water. Another way of showing water coming out of a spout is to just throw in a few little dots like this. See that? I don't know whether you can see that. Right, let's draw his hat on. His hat is a little bit bigger than, say, his, because I wanted to go over his eyes. Put his scarf in before I forget. And the toes of his taloned feet, or the talon of his toed feet, as you're going to put it. And then here is the wings, or the tail feathers. So we have all of the characters. Actually, they've got to come down a bit more, actually, don't they? Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. There you go. Now we're on a level. Now, because I've drawn them like this now, I now know where to put the tree, or I should do. I am a professional, after all. Yeah, they also have this kind of cap effect. He has more of it's not tartan, but it's more that type of thing. I wouldn't normally do this in the pencil stage. I just do it when I'm inking it. But for the sake of the penciling and everything being done properly as it should do. Jesus, what's the matter with me? I'm wearing my mother's teeth again, I think. So I'll put the tree about here. Now trees, you don't draw like that. As my art teacher told me, she didn't say much, she never made much sense. She was a bit of an idiot. I can say that now, but it's true. Anyone who was taught by her would agree with me. So we'll just bring the tree sort of up like this, because that's sort of thing what trees do. Sort of things that trees do. But you also have to remember that they have roots that go under the ground and all sorts of stuff. So at the bottom, they're a lot thicker, or comparably thicker. And they just come up the tree like this and get it thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner until it is just like a line. And then run a few more branches off here. Once again, not as thick as that part, but here, this part is thicker than that. And as they get higher up the tree, they get smaller, because you have little branches coming off them, and you have little branches coming off the little branches. You can even have 1 or 2 here if you want. And once again, viewers of my comic strip or the online graphic novel Sleepy Hamlet will know I did a lot of the background or a lot of the scenery direct on the computer. I didn't actually draw it in, but for the sake of this, which is an illustration, it's going to go to advertise, I'll draw the tree in. And also I want to draw these rather large tags, because when I drew the rough, they were quite small, but that was just a rough. It was just an indication of how I wanted the illustration to go. But with the finished picture, these have to be good sized, because this is going to have the logo on it. Maybe as we come lower, they become a little bit smaller. Because although the paradox of a tree, the higher up you go, the thinner the tree gets, but it's also the older part of the tree. So it's, or the stronger part of the tree. And try not to go behind any of the characters' heads with these tags, because putting the logo in, you've got to erase it in Photoshop, and it's quite fiddly. So don't make too much work for yourself. Make sure you get a nice picture, because someone's paying for it, Darren. Don't make it too ridiculous, because of course these are going to have to be reduced probably to something about that big on the screen, and even less when you're looking at it on a phone. Only see, look, I did make the mistake. You do have to bring this one down to its level, because if it was up there, it would be up in the air, wouldn't it? It'd be okay if the background is over here, but it's not. We're looking direct on, so it's all on the same level. Yeah, see, that told me. Okay, so there we have the pencil work for the advertisements, the commission. Okay, we'll be going that way soon for a bit of speeded up version of the inking, as we always do, because I think you like it. If you don't, let me know. If you want me to carry on doing this sort of stuff, doing the channel the way I do it, shall we say, with me waffling a bit, and you getting some tutorial or just enjoying, which I hope you do. Let me know in the comments section down below. And whilst you're there, if you're not a follower, shame on you. If you're not a follower, then please subscribe to the channel. It makes me very happy, and I sleep a lot better at night time. Which is very good for the Kalashnikov kid, because it means she gets to sleep as well. So everyone's happy. You don't know about the Kalashnikov kid? You'll find out about her one day. I've written some stories, and I'm going to illustrate them, and I'm going to tell them on this here YouTube channel. Right, so if you like it, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That wakes YouTube up. They wake up for their slumbers, and they then let you know if I produce any more rubbish that you can come along and have a look at. In the meantime, if you're the type of person who likes to share things that you've discovered and enjoy, and think I've got friends who might also enjoy it, then please share it on your social media outlets and let everyone know. Then they can all come over and think, who's this bloody idiot? Did I say bloody on YouTube? Shame on me. Right, that's that. We'll go this way. We'll get the whole thing inked, speed it up, bit of music. In the meantime, enjoy it. And if you do get a chance, go over and have a look at Ebuygumm. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. It's a nice alternative to eBay and all those other massive conglomerates who care not a jot about you and just the bottom line. These are people that care about the sellers as well as the buyers. And that's not marketing, because he's not paying me a penny for this. Unless you want to stick your hand in your pocket, Darren, please don't let me stop you. No one's paying me for that. It's not a paid for video. I don't have enough subscribers for that yet. It is a genuine case. Darren is a hard-working lad, and he produces things that he generally thinks is for the good of his fellow man, which is a rarity in today's businessmen. But he is a good guy. He is a good guy. Good guy. So there you go. Let's have some fun with the fast stuff, shall we? This way. See you soon. Thank you very much for your time.